Have you ever wondered where rain comes from? It's a fascinating process that involves the sun, the water, and the sky above us. It's a magical journey that starts with the sun. The sun, our very own star, plays a crucial role in this natural phenomenon.
The sun is like a giant ball of fire in the sky, radiating immense energy and light, and it gives off lots of heat. This heat is essential for many processes on Earth, including the water cycle.
When the sun shines on rivers, lakes, and oceans, something amazing happens. The water absorbs the sun's energy and begins to warm up. The water gets warmed up by the sun's heat. This warming effect is crucial for the next step in the water cycle.
It gets so warm that it starts to change its form, that it turns into an invisible gas called water vapor. This transformation is known as evaporation, called water vapor. Can you believe that? The water we see every day can turn into something we can't even see with our eyes, water turning into something we can't even see. This invisible water vapor then rises up into the sky, where it will eventually form clouds, and later fall back to Earth as rain.
This water vapor is very light, like a feather. It forms when water heats up and turns into a gas. You can see it on a misty morning or when steam rises from a hot cup of tea. It's almost magical how it floats effortlessly. It starts to rise up into the air higher and higher. As it ascends, it joins other tiny droplets, forming clouds. These clouds can travel great distances, carried by the wind. It's a journey that takes them far from where they began. It's like when you let go of a balloon filled with helium. It floats away. The balloon rises because helium is lighter than air, just like water vapor. This process is a beautiful dance of nature, showing us how elements move and interact.
As the water vapor goes higher, it gets colder. The higher it goes, the more it cools down. This cooling effect is crucial for the next stage of its journey. The air up high is much colder than the air near the ground. This is why mountaintops are often covered in snow, even when it's warm below. The temperature drop is significant and affects everything that rises. Just like when you wear a jacket on a chilly day, the water vapor needs to stay warm. But unlike us, it can't put on a coat. Instead, it condenses into tiny droplets, forming clouds. These clouds are like nature's way of bundling up, keeping the water vapor together as it travels through the sky.
So what happens when the water vapor gets cold and starts to condense? It turns back into tiny water droplets, just like magic. These droplets are so small that they float in the air, forming something we all know and love: clouds.
As more and more water vapor rises and cools down, the clouds get bigger and bigger, expanding in the sky. They become full of these tiny water droplets, all huddled together closely. It's like a big, fluffy party in the sky. Isn't it amazing?
When the clouds get too full of water droplets, they become heavy, almost like they're carrying a burden. It's similar to a backpack filled with books, weighing you down with every step you take. The water droplets in the clouds bump into each other and join together, forming larger and larger drops. These drops continue to grow, becoming bigger and heavier with each collision.
Finally, the drops become too heavy to stay up in the air, and they start to fall. And guess what happens then? It rains. The sky opens up, releasing all that stored water.
The raindrops fall back down to earth, watering the plants, nourishing the soil, and helping everything grow. They fill up rivers and lakes, replenishing our water sources and sustaining life. And thus, the whole magical journey of water starts all over again, from the earth to the sky and back. Isn't that amazing?